Welcome to Jacksonville, Florida, and the annual site of one of the best rivalries in the sport. Not a lot of distance between the Gators and the Dogs, and once a year they come here close to the state line and draw their own battle lines. Little gets the blood boiling. Quite like a rivalry game. Barbs, shots, trash talk, things that go on throughout the week will now all be settled on this field. As we'll see, the number 11 team in the country, the Georgia Bulldogs, taking on the 15th ranked team in the land, the Florida Gators. For EA Sports College Football, Reese Davis with you alongside David Pollack and Jesse Palmer. Time to get this game started. Georgia likely to kick it deep to get things started. Fielded in the end zone, it's McCray. Pulled down at the 18, and the decision to bring it out of the end zone was not a good one. First down for this offense. They'll run it out of the shotgun. May not be the most memorable play of the day, but it's important as he gets them out to the 25-yard line. Got 8 on first down, now looking at a 2nd and 2. They'll ride the running back and leave it with him. And he's knocked down, but not before moving the chains.
That's a really good-looking run. I tell you, it's not easy to start at the running back position for the Florida Gators. When you think of where they can recruit in the state of Florida and really nationally, they've got a lot of the best around the country in high school wanting to come play here. So it says a lot if you're RB1 in this offense, but this dude shows you why. Speed and playmaking ability all day long.
Still running at the 40. Brought down at the 45 after a 15-yard pickup.
I think it's really important for this offense. They get this guy going early in the game. They're doing a nice job of that right now. Remember, he's the kind of running back who gets better as the game goes on. That's a really good omen for this offense considering his success now early.
Here's the handoff. And he has a solid gain before the defense bottles him up. The Gators able to escape the last time these two met, winning a tight one.
Well, they needed great leadership late in the game. They got it from the quarterback position. They got it from defense. And that's always one thing you know about this one, David. The leaders in the locker room, this is the game that they need to step up and really take ownership.
And they know it. They felt it from their coaches. They know how much this rivalry matters. Such a cool look in the stadium. Half blue and orange, half red and black. This game is always so cool and so unique, located here in Jacksonville.
They get him on the ground after he gets enough to move the sticks.
I love the idea, and I love just finding ways to get your best players out in the open field. This pre-snap motion and using it to their advantage on that last play, I think that was a nice call.
Out of the gun, the inside handoff, looking for a crease. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one. And the Gators headed quickly to the line.
You know when you're playing against a defense of this caliber, you're going to have some sort of balance, right? You can't just drop back and throw it every single play. Nothing going on that last run. They're going to have to find another way to get it going and handing the ball off.
Wants to throw on 2nd down. Finds his man. It's Abrams. Across the 25. He's got room. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Gator! You want to talk about a great way to start the game and set the tone early.
It's so nice to have a quarterback just get himself into the game, get himself established. You make a couple throws, you lead your offense down the field, you score right off the bat. Could not have been a better start for that QB.
And the extra point makes it 7-0. So a drive there of 82 yards. And how about that for a capper, a 43-yard run for 6. He'll bring it out. It's White. He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. First down here for the offense. Leaves it with the back. On the move at the 30. He goes out of bounds after the big play, but there is a penalty marker on the field. Let's see what that one's about. So the decision has been made, and the coach will take the penalty. Looking for a productive play on first down. Use the play fake, now to throw. Going for a big play right off the bat. And the deep shot is complete inside the 35-yard line.
That's a beautiful pass and catch. I love the job the quarterback does manipulating the defense with his eyes. He froze that safety, and that allowed his receiver more room to work his route.
This offense capable of exploding at any moment. Now they're set up inside the 30 with a 1st and 10. The carry going off right tackle here. And he'll make his way out of bounds after the solid pickup.
You know what I really like about games like this at this point in the season? You find out who you are. You find out whether you're going to stay in the race.
And who can step up and handle the challenge, right? This is easily one of the toughest games to date for both of these programs coming into this one. So there's a lot of eyeballs, David, on this game to find out who's mentally and emotionally the toughest.
Yeah, and we're going to point to this game as we get later in the year and big decisions are made. You've got a top 25 win. You beat them in the middle of the season, X, Y, and Z, so these are big for the resume.
With jet sweep pass. Tough, hard-nosed running. He got 3, but he needed 4. It's 4th down and 1.
And these little touch passes, man, they're just the easiest completions ever for quarterbacks. Palmer, I bet you would have loved being able to just flip it forward. That counts as to your completion percentage, which is good. And then it's all run after the catch, so pretty easy for a QB.
You wouldn't have been the only All-American in this booth, David, if I were allowed to put your passes on those playing quarterback. I'll tell you that. It is so hard to defend. It's so hard to seal that edge, especially when this guy's full speed ahead coming around the inside.
The Bulldogs are moving quickly down the field. Defense in press coverage. A 1st down run in the red zone. And he got nothing, and the line of scrimmage is still the 5-yard line.
You've got to have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. And if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. A great job in the base defense making a play.
And he runs it in for the score. Touchdown, Bulldogs!
I think what you love about that opening drive for the offense is the balance. They were able to throw the football to set themselves up into position, and then he carries it in for the TD. You got to be able to keep defenses on their heels, and they did a nice job of that on this opening drive.
He'll bring it out. It's Abrams. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Gators sending the offense back to work. That last drive really productive. David wound up with a touchdown. They'll try to do it again.
Yeah, so I don't expect this offense to change too much, Reese. They had a great drive. They got the touchdown. Everything working. I would expect them to keep pushing this ball downhill.
And just imagine if they could put another touchdown on the board right here. They could capture so much momentum in this game with back-to-back TDs.
They have set the tone in this one already inside a minute to play in a wild first quarter. Fast motion from the offense. The receiver on the jet sweep. Good vision and determination there to find his way up to the 23.
Man, you just hold your breath every time this particular receiver gets the ball in his hands. Because of his speed, he's dangerous to score every single time he touches it. That time on the jet sweep, though, the defense did a better job playing team defense and getting him on the ground.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And a big hit at the end, but it didn't stop him from getting the first down.
Nice job by this offense converting the 3rd down. Listen, 3rd and short, they know you're going to run the football, and they still did a great job being physical. 3rd downs has been such a struggle for this offense. Bottom 50, one of the worst in college football. Nice job on that play.
That's the end of the first quarter with the score tied at 7.
First down to start the drive after the break. The give to the back. Out across the 30 mark, down at the 35 after the 10-yard gain.
First down, you know you always want to establish the running game. How about this offense? Nothing fancy. Run the football, be physical, get a big game.
The Gators will line it up on 1st and 10. He'll keep it himself. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Nice job playing assignment football by that defensive end. Knowing what my job is, not letting that quarterback get out, get loose, making a good play, and most importantly, being there in the right spot and getting him on the ground.
He's going to pass on 2nd down. He misses his man. The accuracy just not what it needed to be on that play. These two first met back in 1915, and for much of their histories, they've been sleeping giants. But man, when they wake up, do they wake up?
Well, two programs, obviously, with a lot of history and a lot of...
And that pressure just engulfed him. A sack for this defense.
It is hard to get sacks on screens. I mean, the offensive linemen stay with you for a little bit. Defensive linemen score through. A lot of times they read the screen and backpedal. Not on this one. They got through, got to the quarterback, got him on the ground. Not good execution by the offense, but still counts as a sack.
He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
They'll try again on 2nd down after the incompletion. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Both of you guys played in this rivalry. Jesse, what's your most impactful memory?
My senior year, 1st and 1 on the goal line, and the Bulldogs had Marcus Stroud and Richard Seymour, 2 first-round picks at D-tackle. Coach Spurrier called Red Snoopy, which was a quarterback sneak. I didn't get it. Called it again on 2nd down. I didn't get it. Called it again on 3rd down. I didn't get it. On 4th down, he subbed our running back, who came in the huddle and says, Red Snoopy, jump over the top, idiot. And we scored a touchdown.
That is great. That is phenomenal.
And this junior loves to show off that big arm. No reason to panic when you see those extra bodies coming. Just find the big tight end.
Well, and the great ones do that. I think the great ones are okay. You want to blitz? I know my answers. I'm all right. I'll stay patient. Find the matchup. This time it was the tight end. Finds the tight end, throws a strike, gets the first down.
Gets it out quickly. He knew exactly where he wanted to go with that one, and they've got enough for the first down. The Dogs have had a long history of scrappy and efficient quarterbacks. Add a little star power to it, and you've got something working.
You definitely get a little extra something. We see it all across college football. You find that dude at the quarterback spot, it takes you from good to great, and you've seen that with Georgia over the last several seasons.
That kind of pickup on first down, and you can take a shot here on 2nd and short. Now on the option. They finally get him on the ground, but the big running play moves the change for the first down.
That has got to be demoralizing if you're on defense because they just ran the ball right up the middle, down your throats, and they gashed you.
It's first down from the 11. Out of the gun, the running back has it. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. Going to work in the red zone, they can't pick up the first down without getting it into the end zone. Wide receiver coming across in motion. Touch pass on the jet sweep. One step wrap, two step squeeze. This junior knows how to get him on the ground.
Well, and on these little push passes, timing is so important. You're trying to snap it right as he's getting a full head of steam. When he gets the ball, he's hitting the outside, and David, it puts the defense in such a difficult spot.
You immediately have to be rotating when you see that motion, so everybody's got to communicate and kind of bump over. That's why offenses love to run it. It makes the defense communicate and see if you can just get him out of the spot.
Really need to pick up this conversion and avoid having to settle for the field goal. He'll toss it. And they're able to force him out of bounds after a short pickup. We'll take a quick break as we have reached the final 2 minutes of the first half. This offense has already converted once on fourth down. Can they do it again? He'll try to throw and pick up the first down. Blasted as he lets it go. And that one is picked up in the end zone.
Well, the defense was able to get to the QB, and I think that's what really creates the interception. Because of the pressure, because of the hit on the quarterback, it affected the velocity, it affected the accuracy of the throw. The defense comes away with a huge takeaway.
They'll give it to the back. They'll rip off 8 on that play. It's 2nd and 2.
And it's not a surprise who they gave the football to. When you get down in this area, they're going to call his name. The physical back, they're going to give him the football. They're going to use their identity of physicality and run game down here in the red zone.
The RPO, it's complete. And he was fortunate not to lose yardage on that play, able to wedge it back to the line of scrimmage.
I like the idea on offense. You want to get this guy the football in as many ways as possible. So you throw him the screen quickly to see if he can make somebody miss. Doesn't work there, but that should not be the last time you run that play.
Finally run out of bounds, but he has this offense rolling with a first down.
The speed of these quarterbacks have just gotten insane. Week in and week out, you're facing so many guys that can just pick them up and put them down and chew up 15 yards like it's nothing.
And they can make the throws, too. We call them dual threats, but really you have to be able to do both in this era of football.
Yeah, and it used to be one or the other. You had a guy that could really...
Just causing wreckage in the secondary. He got a bunch and looked close to getting a lot more, but he's got the first down.
First down, physicality wins football games. Being able to run the football and create balance. And right here, just choose up another first down, gives you another chance to maybe continue to run the football.
And I feel like this guy, too, is just an explosive play waiting to happen. His vision, his quickness, and he's got a burst. If you give this guy just a crease, he's going to hit it. And right now, he's doing some damage on this defense.
A 7-yard pickup. It'll be 2nd and 3.
Coaches always harp about staying ahead of the chains, and when you can run with that type of efficiency on first down, man, you are doing just that.
Good spot after that 7-yard pickup on first down. It's 2nd and 3. Motion from the offense. Quick pass on the jet motion. He's there to make the stop, and they threw it in reverse, losing yardage on that play. They'll immediately call timeout.
I like offenses being creative. I'm not sure if that was the best place to call that play. I think this offense needs to think about just doing things a little bit more by the book. They've got a lot of good playmakers. You don't have to reinvent the wheel this early in the game.
Coming to the line of scrimmage at the 30. It would be a long field goal, but they'd love to pick up a few here on 3rd and long. Catch in the middle. It's Daniels. They make the stop, but the sweet throwing catch is plenty to give them a first down. Timeout called by the offense, and now they just have 1 remaining in the half. Running out of time here in the first half. They're going to have to be efficient to put some points on the board before the break. Comes out throwing on first down. Release to the back. He's got his man. Takes it all the way down to the 4 after making the grab, and they're set up. This will likely be the last play of the half. Here's the snap, looking to throw. Buying some time. And he's all bottled up, and now it's worse. The ball's loose. And the ball dribbles out of bounds, and they'll maintain possession. That's about the only good news for the offense on that play. First half in the books. Time now to join Kevin Connors in our halftime update. The Gators will kick it away first, and we'll start the second half. He'll bring it out. It's Tuggle. Nice job executing all of the assignments as they put a stop to that return at the 22. We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. First drive of the second half, always fun to watch. You see what type of tweaks were made at the half, especially when you're locked up in a ball game like this one.
Yeah, and it's been a good game. I mean,
trying to burn this defensive back. And he reels it in at the 15-yard line. Touchdown, Georgia! And that one will give them the lead. Quarterbacks love receivers that can get separation, but that amount of separation is a little excessive.
I agree, Reese, and I think the defense needs to have a little powwow on the sidelines and talk about what just happened, because that was an absolute busted coverage on the back end. Defense can't keep playing like that.
Fielded in the end zone. It's McCray. Not nearly as much as he'd hoped when he brought it out of the end zone. He'll be stopped at the 15. Florida has the ball back, and here comes the offense. Off the play fake on first down to throw. Had to throw it before he wanted. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be second down. These two conferences largely share the same geographic footprint. The ACC loves it when they can take down a team from the SEC.
And we see these two conferences play each other oftentimes early in the season, late in the season. David, think about Clemson, South Carolina, Florida, Florida State. These players have a lot of familiarity with one another.
and this already matters so much to these kids because they grew up in the same area a lot of times, like we were talking about with the footprint. But how about in the past, too? When your undefeated league champion gets left out of the playoff for an SEC team, a little more fuel for the fire.
So what do they have for 3rd and short from their own 23? Direct snap. Plows through the defense.
And, you know, big chunks like this don't happen unless you commit to the run game. You got to get those big boys up front into the game, understanding I want to knock people off the football, create some holes like you do here for my running back, make the game easy.
And the Gators come to the line with a fresh set of downs. To the air on 1st down. Trying to escape and get it himself. Able to get just a few before sliding to avoid the hits. The Gators in the hurry up.
Yeah, I think you're just seeing the experience this guy has, right? He's so poised that initially he's flushed out of the pocket, nothing's open, and he doesn't panic. He's not throwing it away. He's not sliding early. He just knows where the defense isn't, and he's able to attack that space with his speed and get a positive play.
They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down.
I love the play call there, too, because 2nd and short, defense is thinking you might run it. So you try to catch him off guard with the pass, nothing there. Even if you throw an incompletion, you're going to have a chance to run it the very next play, but it doesn't matter. This guy's just so athletic himself. He's able to go get the first. Let's get a fresh set of downs.
And the physical play there forces the incompletion on 1st down. Line getting set on 2nd down. Misfired on the last play. They'll go back to the air. Pass is incomplete, but there is a flag beside the quarterback, and this might be a roughing call. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The defense in a most benevolent move, giving the offense a new set of downs. Linebackers shuffling around, trying to keep the quarterback from getting a read.
And it's just simple 1st down run. Showing your physicality, setting your offense up in a good spot.
After the 3-yard pickup, they come to the line 2nd and 7. On the option. They line up, and it is a long way to the sticks from here. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. Quarterback now breaking the field. And the defense is there to stop him short of the 1st down. Now on 4th down and 5, they'll try to move the chains. Now the quarterback changing the original play call. On 4th down, they'll try to throw it. Makes the grab well past the sticks. And he goes down right there, but a solid pickup, and it'll be a 1st down.
That's a great example of the receiver knowing exactly where the 1st down marker is. He got the depth he needed to get, so once he was able to make the catch, he already knew he had it, and now a fresh set of downs.
Quick touch pass to the receiver. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Florida! And they made it to the house where they found that 6 points waiting on them. There have been miniseries, novels, movies, long-form plays that have been over in shorter period of time than that drive. That was a marathon.
And that's just so frustrating when you're a defensive guy, time and time again, trying to get the stops, and they just keep making the plays, and they punch it in for a touchdown. Demoralizing.
All tied up and just about set to kick it away. Coming out with it, it's Tuggle. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. And Georgia ready to go back to work on offense. They torched this defense with an explosive passing play for a score last time out. Let's see if they go right back at him. Still on his feet at the 25. Gets it to the 42-yard line, and that's a first down.
I'll tell you, the defense is going to have to do a much better job containing these outside run plays. They better be able to funnel the football back to the middle of the field, because this guy with his speed can kill you like he did on that outside run play there to the left.
That's the type of explosive play you love to start a drive with. First down from the 42. These corners backing off a bit. They'll give it to him again. He makes the stop at the 48. That'll be enough for a first down and a pickup of 10.
And that is just an attitude run, running it right up the middle, right into the teeth of that defense.
Now across the 50 and at the 48-yard line, they'll have it first and 10. On the option. That's what you expect from a senior. Don't give them any extra yards. Great tackle there.
You know, I really like this QB running the football because I know he's got a lot of speed, but he's not the biggest guy in the world. So he's not going to be able to break a lot of tackles. You really got to do a good job of trying to scheme ways to get him out in more space.
And now on second down for this offense. They'll put the tight end in motion. Defense going to jam these receivers right off the line. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
Man, a lot of times when you blitz that linebacker, it's about timing. You don't show your hand, and he gets up to the line of scrimmage, gets right through the line, makes the tackle for a loss.
And as soon as the running back gets the football, he's got a face full of linebackers.
Not much you can do there. Like, you got to have a little better block. You got to identify that blitz a little bit faster by the offensive line.
Looking to move the chains. They throw it complete to the left. And he's not going to get there. The defense stands tall and makes the stop. Georgia comes quickly to the line. Off the RPO, throw right, looking for the chains. And they'll bring him down, but not before he picks up the first down. The metrics tell you so often, go ahead, go for it on fourth down, and it pays off there.
And that just shows you the head coach's confidence in his quarterback to go out on a critical fourth down and execute.
Georgia coming out with a fresh set of downs. Looking to throw, it's Rashada. And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
Man, and that's a big missed opportunity for the running back. I'm trying to find ways to feature this guy and get him the football in space and not just hand it to him all the time. And I'll tell you what, I'm a lot less likely to find those plays if he can't reel in those catches.
Wide receiver shows motion. Quick pass on the fly motion. Giving him his pass. And he's brought down after a nice game.
Yeah, and way to be creative, way to get the ball in the perimeter really quickly, get some speed outside. All you got to do is secure that edge, and you're just trying to get that first down. Nice job, nice play call by the offense.
Offense getting set for first down. There to make the stop, and we've played 3 in this one. Second down now as they're ready to go back to work. Snap it to the back. They bring him down, and he's going to lose a yard on that one.
The defense blows up the ISO play by getting penetration right up the middle, and that forces the negative play.
Not a lot of ground to cover and not much to defend. A big third down in the red zone. On the option. Tackle is made after the first down.
And you've got to think there's 11 guys on defense right now keying in on this running back. They've watched the tape. They've seen this guy gash defenses. He's scored a boatload of touchdowns this season. You're anticipating him getting the football here.
And this offense is so close they can almost taste taking a fourth quarter lead, but they don't want to leave too much time on the clock for an answer. They'll run it on first and goal. Touchdown, Dogs! And with that, they move out front here in the fourth. Follow the blocker. The offensive line will take you to the hallelujah land.
And I tell you what, most of the time, Reese, it requires a little bit of skill to find that hole and slither through a little crack. That was not a crack. That was wide open. Didn't take a lot of vision because the blocking was outstanding.
Fielded in the end zone, it's Abrams. I know he thinks he can house every return, but sometimes you just have to take a knee as he stopped at the 14. The Gators sending the offense back to work. Now they need to put something together to answer that last score.
There's a lot of pressure, too, on this offense to have to execute at a high level. They've got to score points, David, but they can't go too fast because their defense right now is tired.
And I think that's the difficulty being a play caller. Like, I have to balance all of those things. My defense is a little bit tired. I can't put on the field, but I got to be aggressive because this is a back-and-forth type game, so a lot to process and think about.
Halfway there on first down, it's 2nd and 5. They'll try the run. Got it across the 20 and out to the 23. A pickup of 4. The Gators will hustle to the line. To the ground to try to move the chains. Brought down to the ground, but he has enough for the first down. They'll put it in play from the 27. First down.
Well, they came into this game today knowing that this guy was going to have to leave his mark in this one, toting the rock, and he's done that. He's come up with some big plays, and he continues to do that here late at a juncture where they've got to continue running it if they're going to win.
He's up to 94 yards on the ground, and that's just another routine day for this guy who's been among the nation's leaders in rushing all season long. Big drive for this offense late, trying to tie the game. They've pieced together a couple of first downs, and here they come again. Back to the ground game on the left. And the freshman does a great job using his technique and getting the man on the ground.
That's a really good job by the defense, wrapping them up, getting them on the ground. Take away that run game. Make them one-dimensional, put them in passing situations. Really good job by the defense.
Picked up 2 yards on that last one. They need 8 on second down. Now the play fake. Throws for the tight end. And it'll be incomplete. This is some physical pass defense.
Hey, man, if you're going to force incompletions when the QB's throwing to the tight end, you better be physical. Nice job with the hit, forcing that incompletion.
Here they come, facing 3rd and long from the 40. From the gun, wants to pass. And the defense is all over the quarterback, and down he goes. Things working pretty well for this defense, out of the dime package and still getting plenty of heat on the quarterback.
Yeah, get off the rock, understand the situation. All the fast guys got the back end covered. It's my job to seek and destroy the quarterback. Great job by the defensive line rushing after that guy and getting him on the ground.
On fourth down, they'll throw for it. And they get to him and sack the quarterback, and they'll stop the drive on down.
I know the analytics tell me to be aggressive and go for it, but in the second half, in these ball games, the analytics don't work for every single situation. And right now, you set them up. I just hope this one doesn't come back and bite you right in the eye.
They'll run it to keep the clock moving. Not much working there. It'll be 2nd and 9.
I know exactly what I have to do here. Defensively, we got to get the stop. So we're playing run. We're selling out to run because we're thinking they're going to run the football, and we got 3 timeouts. Let's use them wisely. Look, let's use those timeouts, save as much clock as we can so our offense has some time on the clock to do some damage when they get the football back.
Goes to the option. Now the pitch. Moves it forward just a bit, a pickup of 1 to the 35.
You know, every running back thinks about the 100-yard barrier every time they take the field. And this guy, I know he's got it in his mind. He might be the only one in the stadium right now that knows. He's got 97 yards rushing here in the fourth quarter. You know he is begging his coach just for one more carry to get that mark.
Defense backing up, trying to keep everything in front. He's knocked down in the backfield. He'll lose a couple. We've reached a 2-minute warning in this offense, trying to milk this clock and keep time on their side. So on fourth down, here comes the field goal kicker in a huge spot. And this one splits the uprights. And now the lead is extended a little further. We check in with Kevin Connors. What's going on, Kevin?
Dynamite matchup today, fellas. Let's show you what's going down. Colorado State is currently working from behind. But how many times have we said that and then witnessed something special happen? This time of year, you just never know. It's just a field goal game. They're trailing by 3 to Wyoming. We've got our eye on things here and everything else going on right now, and any updates, you'll see them here, guys.
Oh, and how about that? I know Kevin and those guys will be keeping an eye on it for us.
Well, they're trying to set up the screen pass to the running back, just nowhere to go after he caught the football. The defense completely swarmed around him, and that's a loss.
Well, after not getting a thing done on first down, it's 2nd and long from the 24. He's looking to throw. Trying to make magic with his feet. And he won't quite get there. But boy, after that pickup, just a few inches to go for the first. An array of possibilities here. They'll try to pick it up on the ground. And he's brought down at the 40-yard line, and that'll be a first down. They'll hurry to the line with the clock still running. He's going to pass. Looking to scramble. He's going up top here late in the game. And he pulls it in inside the 15-yard line. And he gets it down to the 4-yard line before he's finally stopped. A terrific run after the catch. They'll go to the air. And the defense makes a play, sacking him back at the 10. Quick timeout call by the offense after the play, trying to preserve every minute possible. Defense rolls up deep in its own end on that last play. Now a 2nd and long coming. Wide receiver now comes in motion. Trying to get the edge with a quick touch pass. And he'll lose yardage on this play. Loses 2 yards. Great job by the defense.
The first thing you have to do to make these plays successful offensively is I have to block the edge. I got to get my speedster in space. They didn't do a good job of getting that guy out there in space where he could really use his jets. Nice job.
And the quarterback caught up to and sacked at the 12. The offense gets a quick timeout. At this point, every second is precious. So here we are on 4th down, and this field goal kicker is going to face all the pressure in the world. Never a doubt.
After hitting that onside kick.
The clock is at 40 seconds. They'll line up for the onside kick and try to save themselves in the waiting moments. Not much drives more anxiety than waiting to see if the hands team can corral the onside kick, and they do.
Yeah, and this is why you put your hands team on the field most of the time when you know it's coming, and you put those guys that are great catchers of the football. The first guys, what do? They go block. They go blow somebody up. The next guys catch the football, secure it, get your butt on the ground. And most of the time when you do this, the ball game is over.
We're ready to get another look at this Bulldog offense. One possession game, getting late, first order of business, just take care of the football.
So they call this situation 4-minute offense, where you're trying to run the football and throw high percentage passes to maintain possession and bleed the clock. This is a very difficult point of the game to execute at a high level.
Yeah, and listen, what you understand as an offense is if I get 1 or 2 first downs, this ball game's over. And that's your sole objective. Not scoring, take care of the football, get a few first downs, walk out with a W.
It's really easy to get caught up in the emotion of a rivalry game. We did, and certainly this was a huge win.
Yeah, and you started, you circled it, you were ready for this team. This is the rivalry you put a lot of stock in all offseason. You're talking about this game in particular. You go out and get the dub. It's a relief because you definitely wanted this team.
And it's bragging rights for everybody, for the coaching staff, for the fans, but how about for the players as well?